Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter, and in this video I want to show you something I'm quite excited about. I made a super cheap LED ring for my DJI Osmo camera. The build includes the following elements. The LED ring, or rather a rectangle, that you put on the DJI Osmo Pocket. There's a cover for the LEDs with some tracing paper inside to make the light softer. On the side we have a dimmer which you slide to the side of the camera. We have a voltage step-up converter that provides a stable 12-volt output. There's a battery box with two 18650 batteries inside, and then we have just a bit of cable that connects the battery box with the dimmer. The assembly is pretty easy. You take the LED ring, put it on the camera like so. Now we take the dimmer, slide it to the side of the camera, connect the LED ring with the dimmer, like so. Now we take the cable, connect one side of the cable with the dimmer, the other side with the out of the voltage converter. Now the battery box goes in to the voltage converter and we are good to go. I just put it like that so it holds better. Lastly, if you want, you can put the this cover here and it's done, ready to roll. So the LEDs move up and down so that you can manually adjust the angle to match the angle of the camera. And I also have additional designs, one with 2 rows of LEDs and another one with 5 LED pieces ring instead of just 4. So that's just in case you would need some more light. Okay, let's see how that works. Ta-da! Okay, with this lighting it's probably not that impressive, but now let me show you some sample footage and then we'll go through the details on how you can build one of these for yourself. Okay, so here's what you need to build one of these. A 3D printed parts, white LED strip that you can cut into 50mm pieces, and the one I'm using is 8mm wide, an LED strip dimmer, a DC to DC voltage step-up converter, 4 pairs of 2-pin plugs. In my case it's XT30, but you can use any you want. 6 10mm M2 screws, 6 7mm M2 screws, 5 M2 nuts, 8 M2 washers, 2 18650 batteries, a holder for 2 18650 batteries, around 1.5 meter of 2-wire cable, small sheet of good quality tracing paper, some Loctite, and a bit of grease. I'll put the links to all of the components that I used in the video description. The assembly process is pretty straightforward. First, cut the LEDs into 50mm strips, put them on the holder, and solder the wires in the corners. Second step has a small watch out. Make sure you do it correctly to assure smooth movement of the LED ring. So you put the 10mm M2 screw into the camera top mount, this black one here, and put the screw inside here. Then take 2 M2 washers on the other side of the piece with some grease in between them. Next, you put the LED ring and another 2 M2 washers with some grease. Finally, on the remaining piece of the thread, put a bit of Loctite and apply the 2 M2 nuts. Here's a super simple diagram showing how it should look like in case there's any confusion. When screwing on the nuts, set the pressure to your liking, but I would suggest having it fairly tight because you don't want this piece to be loose. After that's done on both sides, leave it in place for around 20 minutes for Loctite to do its magic. Next is the dimmer. Remove the PCB from the box it came in. Replace the cables with the XT30 connectors and then put them into the 3D printed cover, like so. Finally, we have the step-up converter. Again, very simple. Solder the 2 XT30 connectors to the both sides and then put it into the 3D printed cover, like so. For batteries, I'm using the fatshark battery pack that came with my RC goggles with 2 18650 batteries in it. But you can use any battery you want. Just remember, the converter is step up only, so the input voltage has to be lower than the output, and therefore you can't use 16-volt battery and get the 12-volt out. That's why I'm using the 18650s, because 2 of them give me roughly 8 volts. With the step up I get exactly 12. Please remember to check the output voltage before you plug in the LEDs. To do that, use a standard multimeter, connect the converter into your battery pack, and use a small screwdriver to set the correct voltage that you need. In our case, this is going to be exactly 12 volt. Almost there. Yeah, Good enough. One more thing. So the STL files also include this template, and you can use it to cut just the right shape of the tracing paper that goes inside the cover. The tracing paper then can be mounted with like a double-sided tape or a bit of a glue. Okay, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Also consider subscribing to see my future designs. And as always, have a great rest of the day. Bye!